Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today DFTX just filed an 8K, and I am seeing some seriously exciting news that is sending the stock soaring. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. Definium Therapeutics just dropped some major positive data for a new depression treatment, and the market is definitely noticing. So what we're looking at here is a current report filed on the 22nd of June 2026. This is a company that is working on new medicines, specifically treatments for major depressive disorder. They've been testing a drug called DT120 ODT, and they've just released the results from a big study called the Emerge study. The big news, which they announced in a press release, is that this study showed positive top-line data. Top-line data means the main results of the study, and positive is exactly what investors want to hear. This is a phase 3 study, which is typically the final stage of testing before a drug can be considered for approval by regulators. On top of the press release, they also posted a presentation on their website that digs deeper into these Emerge top-line data. Think of it as a more detailed look at what those positive results actually mean. Now, why is this so significant for Definium Therapeutics, or DFTX as it is traded on the Nasdaq? Well, the company is in the healthcare and biotechnology sector, and their market cap is a healthy $3.9 billion. They have about 105 employees. The stock price has been quite volatile over the past year, with a 52-week range from $6.4 up to $39.16. This recent news is clearly pushing it towards the higher end of that range, as indicated by headlines from Reuters, Investing.com, and Benzinga, all reporting on the surge. Their common shares are traded on the Nasdaq stock market, LLC, under the symbol DFTX. This is a pretty standard setup for a company at this stage. Interestingly, Definium Therapeutics is identifying as an emerging growth company. This means they can take advantage of certain regulatory flexibilities like extended transition periods for accounting standards. It signals they're still in a growth phase, aiming to scale up and bring new products to market. Looking at the external context, the fact that they have major institutional holders like BlackRock, Dryas Capital Management, and Avero Capital Advisors with significant share percentages shows that sophisticated investors are betting on their potential. When these large funds invest, it often suggests they've done deep due diligence and see a strong future for the company. What I am seeing here, beyond just the press release announcement, is a company that appears to be on the cusp of a major breakthrough in a very important area of healthcare. Depression is a widespread condition, and having effective new treatments is always in high demand. The positive phase 3 data suggests that DFTX DT120 OD could be a significant advancement. The biggest opportunity here is the potential for regulatory approval and commercialization of DT120 ODT, which could dramatically increase revenue and market share for Definium Therapeutics. The biggest risk, as always with drug development, is that unforeseen issues could arise during the regulatory review process, or that the drug might not perform as well in real-world patient use as it did in the controlled study setting. There is also the competitive landscape to consider, with other companies also working on treatments for major depressive disorder. However, given the positive top-line data and the market's reaction, it seems the sentiment is strongly in favor of DFTX right now. This filing is essentially confirming the information that is already causing the stock to jump, providing the official documentation investors were waiting for. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded. Like, comment, subscribe, and join our Discord.